Hi guys, I'm Tori.
I'm Karen.
And welcome to What You Say TV show. So today we're going to go over, does your name impact your job search?
I wouldn't think so, but it does.
It does, yeah.
Or it could. Mm-hmm. It could.
So, we all have there's laws out there protecting you against discrimination and things like that so that you can get a job. But there's nothing that can protect you against discrimination over your name.
Which your parents give you.
Yeah.
Typically, you don't choose it.
Right. Typically, you don't choose it. But we were speaking about this a long time ago about how your name may impact your ability to get a job. And so Karen was like, I can't believe that, So
yeah.
hey.
It blows my mind that people would look at your name before they would look at your qualifications or your education. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Mm-hmm. So after that, there was an article about a guy who said that his name was impacting his ability to get a job. He was a Latin guy, and I forget what his original name was, but he just changed his name to alter his name. And right after he did that, he started getting all kinds of calls regarding jobs and things like that. And he finally...
Nuts.
Yeah. He finally got a job just because he changed his name just a little bit. And there's all these different things that actually... tell people that, like how successful you're going to be based off of your name. There's Caballerian's philosophy and things like that.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm, and they suggest like different names for people and stuff just based off of what your current name is. Is it a strong enough name for you? It gives an entire background on your entire name. Like your first name, your middle name, your last name, what your nickname is, how you actually write your name, if you have a nickname or anything like that, how that impacts not only your personality, but how successful you're probably going to be in life.
Which is, just as a total side note, that's what, when we had our kids, we picked their names based on what they meant. Mm-hmm. Just because...
Yeah, we did that, yeah.
We didn't want to have, we wanted our kids to be a certain way, I guess. I don't know. Hoping their names would maybe...
And after they were born, that's when I introduced her to Caballerian's philosophy, and their personalities matched up, which was surprisingly with their name. Mm-hmm. So after going over that, I Google searched just all of these other people who had different problems. And it may not necessarily be an African American name. It could be a white person's name that just has a weird meaning to it, or people may not think that it's a real person or something like that. So one of the names that we were looking at was a guy named Davy Jones. He was having problems getting a job because his parents named him Davy Jones, and people did not believe that this was an actual person or anything like that. Yeah. So more personally, my given name is LaToya. As I've gotten older, I've grown to accept that. But I never really liked it growing up. And that may be because...
It's just your generation, too. I mean, there were a lot of whatevers. You know what I mean?
LaToya's, law. Yeah, there's a whole lot of laws out there. But what was funny is that... I guess I kind of disassociated myself with it because my mother is actually going to name me something else. She was going to name me Celeste. And she doesn't know where that name came from. So I guess probably in the womb, she was probably calling me Celeste. And then when I come out, I'm like, who is this LaToya? It's a little baby. So
this is why I love her.
So, but my nickname...
Start calling you Celeste.
I know. But my nickname is Tori. And so that's generally what I go by. But even speaking to some of my old coworkers and friends and things like that, one of my friends said that, hey, if I would have seen your name LaToya on a resume, she said, I probably wouldn't even have contacted you.
That's insane to me.
Yeah. Definitely
How old was this person?
She was my age. We were the same age.
What?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's ridiculous.
But she said that she would have assumed that I was going to be a ghetto person or something. That's what she said to me. But, there's no way... And
I guess, in some weird way, I probably would be more discriminatory with someone with a super preppy name. Like Bunny or something like that. Candy. It would almost, to me, be like they might be a little more entitled to things. But they might be more of a spoiled person versus... someone that might have the name LaToya.
Right, and
which is horrible.
Yeah.
It's just as
And they could be the greatest person ever. They could be, you know.
You can't blame the parents.
Right.
Or the person for what.
And not only that, but that may not be their personality, you know. And so, you just can't like assume that person's going to be some way. But you know, this is still another way that people can discriminate on people just based off of their name. They've never met them. They don't know what race they could be or anything like that. Then surprisingly, there are some white people named LaToya out there in the world. You know, so. You know, you don't know what ethnic background that particular person is or anything like that.
Or
so
they could be adopted or, I mean, raised a totally different way than what their name portrays.
Right.
But it should all boil down to your experience and your qualifications. It shouldn't be the name.
But it doesn't. But it doesn't. And what they said, you know, based off of the articles, and I'm going to post articles up, is that a white person is 50% more likely to get a job than a black person is. And
is that in all the states, or is that like more in the South, you think?
I'm not sure if it's
everywhere.
I'm not sure if it's, you know, different places or anything like that, but I'm pretty sure just based off of this that it could be done anywhere.
Yeah.
So, because I know, you know, there's been plenty of times that we've seen people who have put out resumes and things like that. Now, there's a difference between not having a strong resume and having a strong resume and then you're just not getting anyone to contact you back, you know. There's a big difference in that because, you know, myself, I work on a lot of people's resumes. I've seen a lot of horrible resumes out there that's probably why they didn't get a call back because they just had a horrible resume. And if you don't think you have a strong resume, I always suggest to people, have someone else that you trust to either do your resume or consult someone. There's people out there that you can pay to do your strong resume as
absolutely.
Well. So, and that helps you stand out also. But, you know, but going back to the story, if your name is something like, and not to offend anybody, but if your name is like Bonquisha or something, you're automatically going to assume this person's African American, this person, you know, but even though you don't know anything about their name, about this person or anything like that. So that person can like change their name to maybe like Bonita or something, you know, change it.
Or just Quisha. I don't know.
Not necessarily, I don't think Quisha would be, you can still be like, hey.
I don't know. The whole topic makes me uncomfortable because I think it is so horrible that this is done. It's still like, I'm still in like,
but it's just, again, it's not race specific.
Right, I'm sure Asian or Latin or I'm sure all demographics have.
You could still be a white person with
like
a complex name, you know?
We can assume Davy Jones, like you said earlier, is white. We can assume that, but we don't know.
Right. But then you could assume that's a fake person or something like that,
or his parents loved pirates.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Right.
It's hard to say. Parents do crazy things.
Yeah, and you can't help the name you're given, you know. You just can't help that or anything like that. But again, there's different ways that you can get around that. You know, there may be a different nickname or something that you may go by or something like that may work for you better. And you can put out 2 different resumes. You know, you can have one with one name and try another one with your, you know, your nickname or whatever you go by or something like that. There's a lot of people who legally change their names, and it's not really uncommon for people to do that because, you know, you have a lot of stars that do that, you know, that have like awkward names, and they'll say, hey, we need you to change your name to this or something like that.
Or they drop their last name and go by one name.
Yeah. Prince or
artist formerly known as Prince, or the symbol, or
so
Puffy, Sean, I don't know.
What did he go by?
He has like
Diddy or something.
10 names. I don't know.
But it's definitely not uncommon for somebody to do that. And if that's something that you definitely want to do and you want to, you know, be more successful, or you wanted to get that chance to get the job or anything like that, then that's something that you can actually look into changing. And you can still be the same person. You're still going to be you know, and stuff. But if that's hindering you, that could be one thing. If you've been hindered from getting jobs and things like that, that could be one thing that's hindering you, along with a strong resume, of course, that you definitely want to have and stuff.
Yeah, so that's what goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely goes a long way. Like I said, you know, you can hire someone to change your resume or anything like that. But if you feel like, you know, just in general that maybe your name may be stopping you from getting a job or anything like that, you definitely look up Caballerian's philosophy. Of course, they do allow you to do like free searches and stuff like that, but they do have some paid things on there that you can pay for. And that's not anything that we're getting paid for to actually put that out there, that they do that or anything. It's just something that we found in the past.
It's interesting.
That's definitely interesting.
And then she looked up Tori, and that was more fitting of her personality than LaToya was, which was really weird.
Yeah. And then my last name actually identified with my leadership skills and stuff like that. Definitely.
It's just something fun to do.
Absolutely. But like I said, it's very interesting how, you know, you don't think of something like that would actually hinder you from getting a job or getting a call back or anything like that. But it can. It definitely can. And not everyone's like that, you know. Definitely not every employer is going to be like that. Not every person is going to be like that. But it's just good to have that truth serum out there that this could possibly be it, you know. Yeah,
and it's happened to a lot of people.
Yeah, happened to a lot of people. And it's not just one race, you know. Yeah. It's a lot of people just because of their particular name, and after they changed that name, then they got callbacks and they got jobs and stuff. So
it's nuts.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mind blown. It's crazy.
Yeah. So that again was your what you say moment. So definitely let's start a dialogue like always, and just start commenting in the description in the comment section.
We would love to hear if you've actually experienced something like Tori has, where you had a different kind of name, or and you changed your name on your resume, or if you try it and you do get a call back. We'd love to hear your story on that, or if you think this is absolutely insane, which it is crazy. I'd love to hear those too. So.
Yeah, because I mean, if you've never really spoke about it, or if you never even thought about it, it probably is an insane thing to think about.
The first time she told me, I was like, "What?
Yeah,
that is no." And then she showed me on Google. She was like, "Look, like it's all everywhere," and I was like, "It's insane."
Yeah, you definitely can search it on Google. There's a lot of people that have this type of experience and stuff. And again, it's not one race or anything like that. And it's not just male or female related. So if you have this problem or anything like that, definitely comment. We'll definitely start a dialogue with you regarding this and see what other options that someone may think of that could happen, you know. Because one of the things that my last employer, one of the people that worked there, said to me, he was like, if this issue is happening to you, he was like, that's not a place that you want to work at.
That's
definitely not.
That's true. So you wouldn't want to work someplace that wouldn't accept you because of your name.
Right.
I mean, that's a number one red flag. Like
that's
might
not
be
a
great paycheck, but you don't want to deal with that. That's just like signals and signs that it's going to be a bad place to work.
Yeah, and there's other things. If it's just that, you know, it's not just that's going on in that place of employment. So anyway, so like,
comment,
and subscribe. Bye guys.
See you next time.